Why your push-ups aren't building muscle? If you're confidently cranking out push-ups anytime, anywhere, but you're not seeing the expected results anymore, no pumped chest, rounded shoulders, or defined triceps, and you've simply hit a plateau, stay with me because there is a solution. In this video, I will show you 5 methods that will help you progress further with push-ups and take your upper body's aesthetics and strength to the next level. I'm sure you don't want to be the guy who is crushing push-ups, but after a while sees no progress and whose friends ask if you've stopped working out. Push-ups and their variations are indeed fantastic exercises. You can do them anywhere, anytime, without equipment, and they are great for building strength and muscle. Many people quickly catch on as it's one of the simplest movements to practice and master, no matter where you are, and the benefits are substantial. People do them enthusiastically, and after the initial success, they might even take on different push-up challenges, trying to do as many reps as possible in a set. However, sooner or later, everyone realizes that it's no longer enough. You might be doing push-ups for hours, but your progress stops and you're not seeing the results you expected. This is probably why the misconception developed that you can't build muscle with bodyweight exercises. But you can. Initially, basic push-ups did produce results, but many people don't see the full picture. The problem is that your body has adapted to the load, and that's why you're not progressing anymore. You've reached a strong level, gotten better at the movement, become more efficient performing it, and your body builds just enough muscle to execute it. This can also happen with gym training, regardless of whether you're using weights, which many believe is the only and the best way to build muscle. If you're always bench pressing with the same weight, let's say 50 kilograms, eventually your progress will also stop. Even there, after a while, your body and muscles adapt and the growth stop. Or if you only keep increasing the number of reps in the previous example. You would also see a certain level of improvement, but you can't increase the reps infinitely, and after a certain range, you'd achieve different effect. You won't build muscle efficiently, but rather develop endurance, which requires less muscle mass for efficiency, producing the opposite results of what you want. The key you need to understand is that if you keep doing the same thing, don't expect better results. If you want to build muscle and become stronger, it's not enough just to do more and more. You need to make the exercise harder, increasing the intensity. Just as you would progressively increase weights in the gym, to make the exercises harder and more intense, you need to increase the intensity with push-ups too. If you choose from the following 5 methods and apply them in the recommended order in your training plan and alternate them after a certain level, you will provide your body with extra stimulus needed for progress, and you can maximize your physique. But before we dive into the 5 methods, there are 3 things you must be mindful of. The first one is the correct technique. Unfortunately, it's possible to do push-ups with poor technique, which won't bring the desired results, and worse, may lead to injuries. I'm referring to improper hand placement, arm positioning, scapula movement, pelvic tilt, and torso alignment. I've covered these, as well as the most important joint preparation exercises, in previous videos you can find on the channel or down below. The second most important thing you need to pay attention to, which is partially related to the previous point, but I want to emphasize it, is the full range of motion. And the third is the tempo, to ensure good time under tension, rather than just pumping out reps. Regardless of the following 5 methods, many people experience a breakthrough in their progress just by focusing on these, as they were doing the exercise incorrectly before. If you want to test yourself and see you're doing the push-ups correctly, check out my 15 push-up challenge video, where you can complete what I consider the basic level with me. And now, let's look at the 5 methods that can help you take your strength and physique to the next level with push-ups. The first method is the increased time under tension. This is perhaps the simplest step to give your body a new stimulus and make the exercise more intense. Earlier, I mentioned that rapidly cranking out reps after a certain point doesn't necessarily bring the expected results. Instead, do fewer reps with increased time under tension. This means performing the exercise more slowly, making the muscle work more controlled. You can try different variations. For example, extend the lowering phase, take 2, 3, even 4 seconds to lower yourself, then push up dynamically in 1 second. Or take 2-3 seconds to lower yourself and the same amount of time to push back up. Another option is to stop for 1-2 seconds at the bottom after the lowering phase and push up dynamically. One of my favorite methods is the paused repetitions, where during the concentric and eccentric phases you pause halfway down and up, then hold briefly at both the bottom and the top of the movement. As you can see, there are several variations, but if you haven't done these kinds of reps before, this method will definitely be challenging and result in significant muscle tension and a greater pump. The second step towards progress is incorporating more advanced variations. It's time to move beyond just regular push-ups and try more difficult variations. This is a simple way to progress that doesn't require equipment, just minimal changes in execution. You can try different variations: the pseudo planche push-ups, where you need to lean forward from the shoulders, archer push-ups, diamond push-ups, elevated leg push-ups, or even start working towards one-arm push-ups. These variations increase intensity and allow for further progress. Choose the variation you like and build it up gradually, following the principles I mentioned in my push-up video. The third method, which also requires no equipment but can bring significant progress and muscle pump, is explosive execution. You can start this progressively, starting from a higher platform or in kneeling push-up position until you can master the full movement. The point of the explosive execution is that in the concentric phase, you push yourself up so forcefully that your hands leave the ground, and when landing, you control the descent by bending your elbows, returning to the bottom position. At an advanced level, you can push yourself up, letting your hands leave the ground, and then control the movement in the eccentric phase, slowly lowering yourself. You can also choose from different variations. For example, you can do clapping push-ups, switch between narrow and wide hand placements, and alternate forward and backward hand positions. The fourth, and one of the most effective methods, is doing push-ups on rings. Rings add significant instability to any exercise, engaging more muscle fibers, which effectively aids muscle building. If you haven't tried ring push-ups yet, you will feel the difficulty even just holding the starting position compared to the floor. It's also worth building this up with progressions. You can start from a higher position, perform 45-degree push-ups or kneeling push-ups until you reach the full execution. People usually say that doing push-ups or dips on the rings is at least twice as hard as on the ground. You can perform regular push-ups, but one of the best options is the so-called RTO push-up, where you rotate the rings outwards during the exercise. I've made a separate video about this variation where I explain its benefits in detail. Ring push-ups also offer various options. You can do pseudo planche push-ups, archer push-ups, or elevated leg push-ups. If you've hit a plateau in your progress, ring exercises will definitely help you break through. The fifth method is performing weighted push-ups. You can use a backpack, weight belt, weight plate, or weight vest. This requires some equipment, but trust me, the results are worth the investment. By adding weight to push-ups, you can load the exercise similarly to how would you do with weighted exercises in the gym. Here too, gradual progression is key, which ensures increasing intensity and the results you want to achieve. If you can already do 3 sets of 15 proper push-ups, as shown in my test video, and you've tried the previously mentioned methods, it might be time to move on to this method. Start with as little as 5 kilograms and build the foundation the same way I demonstrated in the test video. Once you've got that, you can gradually increase the weight. The more weight you add, the harder the execution becomes, and the maximum number of reps will decrease. The minimum recommended rep count is 5 reps. If you're using heavier weights, it's worth doing 3 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 5. Even with weighted exercises, you can incorporate variations and combine them with the previous methods. The key is always to keep progression in mind and avoid overly risky exercises and sudden overload. Try these methods and experience how quickly you can progress and overcome stagnation. If you want to maximize your potential, keep progressing, and achieve an amazing body transformation safely, click the link below. If you want to get the most out of yourself and support your progress with irreplaceable help, apply for one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, if you want to work at your own pace using the same well-structured system, just click the link below, join the Gymnastics Method community with the app, and get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts, and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out one of my earlier videos on the end screen.